Trade in your old spooky heating and air system for a premier heating and air system and get a $2,000 rebate right now. $2,000 with the purchase of any new heating and air system from Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Log on to premierishere.com today and experience the premier difference.
Welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm here with head coach and district athletic director of Dublin High School, Roger Holmes. Coach, we rode up to Macon Friday night for
Thursday night.
Yeah, it seems like a month ago. You're right. 20-0 loss up there, I believe. If I'm remembering right, against a football team that we knew was loaded. Offensively, defensively, I didn't really notice. That was their fourth shutout in a row. You talked a lot about their front four last week and what they were going to probably do with us. And they were a sound football team. There's no doubt about it. You had them scouted. You kind of knew what they were going to do. I will say, Dontavius Cannon, I went up there, sat in the drizzling rain.
Yeah.
It was drizzling rain, miserable game. A lot of folks from Dublin did go to that ball game. It was a good crowd. Like I said, Dontavius Cannon, I do remember, got some really, really tough yardage up the middle. Reminded me of the McCray boy up there at the University of Georgia, how hard he runs. I thought he played good, but it's just one of those games that we kind of ran into a buzzsaw, and every now and then you do that.
Yeah, it's a tough night. Anytime you lose a football game, it's hard. It should be. You know, when we talked to our players Monday, I said, I hope y'all had a miserable weekend.
Right.
You know, and not meaning that literally, but
think about
the thought that was on your mind and how you wanted to respond and how do you want to come back. And, you know, and I'm telling you, I thought yesterday at practice was just unbelievable. The physicality was there. You know, we right now, and teams sometimes get into this, we right now, and it's been that way for 2 or 3 weeks, but it caught up with us the other night against a really good football team. We're kind of that old saying, you shooting yourself in the foot. You know, we
were in the red zone
3 times.
Twice
inside the 5.
Yeah, it could have been a lot closer game than what the score shows.
Well, we turned it over. Another center quarterback exchange issue in the red zone. And you can't ever really tell exactly who's at fault on that, but it's 3 games in a row now that we've had a center quarterback exchange issue at some point in the game, and twice it's happened in the red zone inside the 10-yard line, and we've had a turnover down there, and that's frustrating. Their first touchdown was an alignment issue. We were in a blitz package and we didn't cover one of the receivers. We got aligned wrong and didn't have anybody on him. And, you know, that's how that works. When you make a mistake.
Kids are going to make mistakes.
When you make one, it seems like, you know, if you're running a slant defense and everybody's going one way, but the one guy went the wrong way, it's like the offense always had the play called to go right where you messed up. But, you know,
it happened twice.
Yep, and it was you know, it was a little bit frustrating to make those type of mental errors. And when I say you're shooting your own self in the foot, I thought we played pretty good defensively the other night. You take away those 2 or 3 mental errors, we think our guys played hard. We think they played physical. We think they ran to the football. Offensively, we started out. We moved the ball pretty doggone well from 20 to 20
thought so.
For the most part. We got ourselves into a little bit of a field position issue in the first half with a couple of turnovers. Defense got stops for us, but we still had to go 80 or 90 yards.
Right.
And that's hard to do
in high school.
Against a football team that's the caliber of that group the other night. You know, we didn't have any of those big, huge chunk plays where you went 50 or 60 yards for a score.
They kind of took some things away from us.
They did. They made a lot of adjustments through the course of the night. They started out in one defense. We were handling it pretty good. They went to a second defensive look in the first half, obviously trying to take away some of the things that we did well. Then they came back out to start the second half, and they were in their third defensive look. And that, that's a testament to them. But at the end of the day, it's still about blocking and tackling and taking care of the football from the offensive standpoint. Defensively, it's getting the line properly and getting off blocks and making tackles. An area that probably frustrates me the most because we try to be really, really good in the kicking game. We want to score points in the kicking game. We want the kicking game to be a win for us. And like the week before, Bennett Lake, we have a long touchdown run on a kickoff return and make a big play in the kicking game. And the other night, we had a miscommunication. We failed to catch a kickoff to start the second half, and it was.
I think we kind of knew what they were going to do on their kickoffs.
We knew, and we really did not want to fair catch that ball. We wanted to try to score, and that was our intent, and that was what was communicated. And then when we get on the field, there was a lack of communication. We let the ball hit the ground, and they recover the dadgum thing.
20 yards to go for a touchdown.
20 to go, and it was a 6-0 game at that point in time. If we could have put together a good drive right there to start the second half, but instead of having the opportunity to do that, we turn it over, we give it to them, and now they're up 2 scores.
You can't do that to the type of team Northeast is.
No doubt about it.
That's our issue there.
Well, we've got to correct Dublin before we worry about who else is there. An area that we've not been good in this year is our red zone offense, and that'll be an emphasis obviously this week in practice. And I thought our guys rallied up pretty good yesterday, and we've just got to take care of Dublin. Right. Obviously prepare for our opponents, but we've got to do the things that we have to do to be a level of a football team that we would like to be.
Well, we've got, we're probably halfway through the season now. Obviously we want to extend that season, but we got Ace coming up, you got Bleckley coming up, you got Dodge coming up,
and Central Macon.
And Central Macon, another Macon team coming up. We're in the meat of the battle.
There's no doubt about it, and I feel pretty good right now. I think we came out of that game healthy the other night, and unfortunately, not a lot of people.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy. Here at Dublin Wind Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From mowing to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
School might be in and the football stadiums may be full on Friday night, but the deals are still smoking hot here at Dublin Nissan. There's never been a better time to buy a crossover. With more inventory and better deals, now's the time to get up and get to Dublin Nissan. With savings of up to $4,500 off MSRP on the Frontier, and with our best inventory in years, now's the time to take advantage of the last days of the Nissan Summer Sales event. Remember, Don sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
Friendly Gus is fuel good food. Whether you're grabbing a quick cup of coffee on your way to work or filling up for a big road trip, Friendly Gus will be there to make sure you have what you need. Check out our lineup of specials now. Any size iced tea for just $1.69. A 3-piece dark combo or 2-piece pork chop combo for $7.99. And with over 20 locations, a Friendly Gus store is always nearby. So stop by Friendly Gus today. And don't forget to shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry for all your bulk item needs. Come by today and see why Friendly Gus has been serving Middle Georgia for over 100 years.
Georgia Pools is your authorized dealer of RecTech grills. From smoking to searing, RecTech grills do it all. So come into Georgia Pools today and grab life by the horns. We also carry all the Yeti products you could need: coolers, tumblers, cups, and more. Find all of this and more at Georgia Pools. Call 478-275-3607 today or come on in to 1201 Hillcrest Parkway in Dublin. Georgia Pools, your authorized RecTech dealer.
And we're back. Coach, here we go. Lined up here against Northeast. What do we got?
Well, I think our opening play right here, which I guess was the second play of the game, this is Trav Bostic. Fighting for everything he can get out of this one. That's some tough yardage right there. Got a decent double team, knocking it off the ball up top.
Good twisted run there.
Yeah, he's battling. You can see they're running to the football pretty doggone good. Here's one of those nice runs you was talking about out of Dontavius Cannon. He's busting it up inside on the option. A really good read on the football play by Jeff Davis.
Good blocking downfield there.
Downfield blocking was good the other night.
I like that.
A little misdirection play right here with Jamarcus Knight.
Got J-Man.
Yeah, now see, we didn't get that downfield block right there. Our tight ends looking back at the ball carrier instead of going to get that safety. If we'd have went to the safety, we might have had a chance to pick up a few more yards off of that one. But that's the drive where we turned it over on about the 4 or 5 yard line with a center quarterback exchange. So we'd put together a really good opening drive, turned it over, good pressure by our front right here. We end up with a sack on this one. A really good job of battling the defensive end, getting off the block, making a nice play right there. I think that might have been Pat Caldwell.
It was.
See, we miss an opportunity right here. These are the breaks in a game that you got to do a good job of. We're in a great position to make a pick right there. We just got to go up and catch the football. But we failed to make that play in that situation. And, you know, in big games, big players got to make big plays. And we just didn't make that play right there. It's not anything about effort or anything else. It's just the fact that we didn't convert. You know, here we go again. We've got a dadgum third and extra long, and Dontavius goes down and gets us inside the 10 again, and we ended up with no points on that one. So those are areas where we're focusing on, is trying to do a much better job in the red zone. There's Will J. Harris breaking on the ball pretty good right there at linebacker. They come with a little jet sweep. Defensive ends upfield making a great play for us right there, and Quan Lovett. You got to be extremely pleased with our pass rush right here. You know, 2 weeks ago we did a real good job of keeping the quarterback in the pocket. The next week we did a bad job against Jefferson County, and we do a much better job right here getting it done again, and D tackles get off and get in on the sack. So a really good job pass rush lanes in that scenario.
And that quarterback was all that he was made out to be.
Oh, he's very talented, does a really good job. And here we are again, able to affect the QB. We were using a 6-man pressure. The last time we got to him was with a 3-man rush. This time we've got a 6-man pressure, and we collapse the pocket. And the D tackles are up inside, so good pressure out of our front right here. Another nice off-tackle run by Trav Bostic. And, like we mentioned when we were talking there a few minutes ago, we had several plays where we moved the ball from 20 to 20. We just broke our tails down when we got inside.
But like you said, their DBs sit so far off the ball because they don't really have to rush it. They're there to stop those 20-yard runs.
Oh yeah, and I saw in the Georgia High School Football Daily newsletter today where their linebacker, I wasn't sure how many tackles he had, but I think they had him listed for 16 tackles the other night. The one that we talked about was so good for them. He's a heck of a player. Here we are coming out in the second half. Made a little bit of adjustment, and there's the buck sweep. Picked up good yardage out of it, but ended up having a penalty that stopped that drive. And, here's one of those that, hey, man, you wish you could catch that break.
Right.
We didn't have many breaks going our way the other night, but the ball gets kicked out there on our end of the field and bounced right back up in his hands, We felt like right here very possibly could have, should have, whatever, we thought this could have been a grounding call. There's no question he's not trying to throw it to the receiver and he's still in the pocket, which would have been a nice penalty to have been able to pick up right there. Bennett late. We went with Bennett some in the fourth quarter the other night or right at the end of the third quarter, just trying to see if we could find something to get something going a little bit. And he came in and did a nice job. Here he is running the option, keeping the football, picking up about 16, 15 yards on that one. We come back here and we run the triple option, and he makes a good read again. He ended up pitching this football. Probably should have just ate it right there into the boundary. Here's another nice run down. Looks like we're in a position to score, and we put the ball on the ground. We got it back. But again, the third time down inside the 10, and we got stopped on downs there and didn't get points out of it. And very frustrating to get it down there and not be able to get your points. So there's the highlights from Friday
night.
Coach,
I like to say something. I like to talk about our kids a lot.
Yeah.
And prior to the game, walking up, we were coming off the field and you were taking the kids back into the dressing room. I could see some really, really focused faces on these guys. Trav Bostic, for one, just to mention, I chat with him from time to time. He was so focused, there were almost words couldn't come out of his mouth, okay? These guys are walking in a line to the dressing room, and then my wife's standing out to the side, and all of a sudden, Will J. Harris stops, gets out of the line, walks over and hugs my wife's neck and says, "Thank you so much for coming up here and watching us tonight." Things like this is why I enjoy doing this show and getting to know these kids, but things like that, the appreciation toward older folks.
Well, I say this, and I say this meaning 100%. We have some phenomenal young men that play football for us here at Dublin High School. It is not easy to be a football player at Dublin High School. Are they going to mess up every once in a while like any kid does? Yeah, because that's what they are. They're high school kids. But, our young people want to make the city of Dublin proud when they go out and play on Friday night. They put a lot into it. We don't like losing.
No, we don't.
The kids don't like losing. We're not in this to lose. We're in this to put the best product on the field that we can on any given Friday night. We feel like that is an obligation to our school and to our community. And, I'm just look forward to seeing how our young men respond. We're 4-2. We'd love to be 6-0. We lost to, I guess, the number one power ranked team in the state right now. We lost to them on the last 10 seconds of the game. And we go on the road the other night against the top 5 opponent. We lose 20-0, but we feel like that if we finished on a couple of situations, we could have been right in that game. We're a good football team. We're not a great football team right now.
But
we're trying to get to that point, and that's always our goal, as you know, Mr. Carswell, is find a way to get in the playoffs and be playing your best football when the first round of the playoffs get here, and that's what we're going to continue to work on and see if we can get there.
Right. Coach, another great show. We'll be back with some more Dublin football.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Hello fans, Ben Knight for Farmer State Bank. Friday night football and Farmer State Bank. As easy as FSB. Dedication, hustle, trust, commitment, and teamwork. Giving our all every day, just as our local football teams do every Friday night. Join us at Farmer State Bank and support your local team. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hometown Supply is welcoming in spring with a bigger and better selection of zero-turn mowers, blowers, string trimmers, and a complete line of power tools for the yard.
Hometown Supply has all of your lawn and garden equipment from zero-turn mowers to string trimmers and blowers. We carry all major parts and offer service and repair, so come see us at Hometown Supply.
And remember, Hometown Supply has a large selection of new and used appliances.
And remember, if you can't do business at Hometown Supply, you just can't do business.
Since we were founded, the Houston Clinic has sought to provide the most advanced orthopedic services available to men, women, and children of all ages and all walks of life. And today, Dr. Gay and Dr. Richter continue the tradition of service in the Lawrence County communities. From our sports teams through every facet of this community, the Houston Clinic is not only proud to serve you, we deem it an honor. The Houston Clinic, 100 Medical Drive, Suite 400, in Dublin. Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County, is proud to support our local high schools, our East Lawrence Falcons, Trinity Crusaders, the Dublin High Fighting Irish, the West Lawrence Raiders. Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County. Go team!
Hey, this is Perry at Williamson's Bakery, a proud supporter of Dublin Lawrence County athletics since 1965. From donuts to cupcakes and cookies to eclair, we have everything to satisfy your sweet tooth. We even have treats for your dogs. So when Friday rolls around, don't forget to stop by and pick up some stuff for that late afternoon tailgate. So remember, go Raiders, go Crusaders, go Falcons, and go Irish. You can find us on Facebook, or you can stop by and see us at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or give us a call at 478-272-3344.
We're back, Coach. Another road trip this week.
Back to Macon.
Back to back. We're going up to North Macon, play the Ace Charter Griffins, and I didn't even know what their
mascot was.
The mascot. I couldn't get the word out of my mouth, and I had to look at what and I was calling them Griffins, and I sat over those folks, and they were calling them Griffins, and it's the body of a lion with the head of an eagle with wings, and I'm like, it's some Greek mythology. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have we got ourselves into with this group? And you know, I checked out the stadium up there. It's a nice part of Macon, North Macon up there.
Kind of over off Bass Road, kind of back in there behind Bass Pro Shops and stuff.
Right, exactly, real close to that. And what we want to do is encourage folks, obviously, to come up. They're a good crowd last Friday night, Thursday night at Northeast, even in the rain. But we want to encourage folks again to come up and travel up to Ace and see what we can do back to back on, road trips and how the kids are going to respond. And two totally different teams. I went and scouted them last week at East Lawrence, and it's two totally different teams. And what are you going to do to prepare for this group?
Well, I think number one, they are extremely well coached. Hatcher family, quarterback's a Hatcher.
Yep.
Lineage of football in that family that goes way, way back, all the way back to Chris Hatcher's dad, Edgar Hatcher. And so
you are going back.
Yeah, that's a well-known family.
It is.
They do a phenomenal job. He's got a very experienced coaching staff around there with him. Obviously, as I told you guys last night in the Booster Club Touchdown Club meeting, that when I look at them, what I see when you compare that to a college level are the academies. The Air Force Academy, Army, Navy, Air Force. And what I mean by that is they don't always have the same physical statures that teams that they may have to play against, but they beat their hind ends because they play so dadgum hard. They play so physical. They don't make very many mental mistakes.
A lot of intensity.
They play hard. And when you put them on film, that's the first thing that jumps out, is looking at them defensively, is how many hats are to the ball on every play. Their run, they play extremely aggressive. They gang tackle you. They get a lot of hats to the football, and then it's the next phase, I think, that is phenomenal is their kicking game. Their place kicker, I think, is the best one in our region. He's going to kick it in the end zone about 95% of the time. They do a great job with their punt game.
Yeah, I was watching their kicker the other night. Like you say, he's a premier kicker. He coming back out after halftime, he was lining up and kicking 45, 50-yard field goals, warming up.
Yeah, and he's kicking off the ground like a college kid.
So
he's not using a tee. I know my son was at that game scouting. I was at another one, and he said he picked up the phone and called Barry Brown, who's coaching up at West Georgia, and said, hey, I don't know if you know about this kicker at Ace or not, but he's knocking them down from about 50, and he's kicking off the ground. So Barry said, I'll be checking on him first thing tomorrow. But anyway.
And our thoughts go out to Barry Brown, too.
Barry lost his father this week.
Today.
And that's so sad. I really feel for Barry and the family, and reached out to him myself and to let him know that. But, when we talk about Ace's offense, it's run very similar to what Georgia Tech is doing now. There are a lot of
They are.
two-back gun, but then they'll be in five wide, and the next time they'll be in motioning, and they do so much that it's hard to really settle in on what they're doing. However, their run game is based off of 3 or 4 concepts. Their passing game is based off of 3 or 4 concepts. But very much like our wing T offense, there is a lot of disguise, window dressing, different formations, different motions.
You better have two defenses ready.
That makes it look different from week to week, but it's still very much the same thing.
Kind of like an Army or a Navy you were talking about.
They have all the tricks. They opened the game up with us last year with a reverse pass, and we were fortunate. We were sitting back there where we need to be and made a pick. And, that was the difference in the game last year. We had 5 picks. Well, you don't turn the football over 5 times in a game against a good football team and get out of there alive. And that was our advantage last year. Well, we can't You can't go into a game anticipating that because they don't do that very often. So all in all, a very, very solid football team. I told our young men, you want to compare scores, and you say, well, they lost the other night to East Lawrence. And y'all were able to go. Well, we were down at halftime to East Lawrence. We had a good second half. But I said, all you got to do is back up and look when they went on the road to Dodge County and beat Dodge County on the road. So this team that we're playing this week is capable of beating anybody in our region on a given night, and you better have it strapped up and be ready to go. And I'm really anxious to see how our young men respond to that tough loss last week, because if you're going to measure someone's character, you're going to do it when they have adversity and not when things are going their way.
Absolutely, and we still got what I call a pretty young football team, and you know, it's how are your kids going to respond on the road? They got to go through it all over again. Same thing that we did last week, and with our young men, and they're young. You know, how are they going to respond? And it looks like from practice yesterday, they were popping pretty good. Like you said, they had a pretty good day at practice. Hopefully, the rest of the week will come out and be the same.
Exactly.
For you guys.
Hopefully we won't get anybody banged up, and some of the sickness will stay away, and we'll be at full throttle Friday night on a tough game in Macon, Georgia. So looking forward to the Irish fans making it out there.
We want to encourage, like I said earlier, we do want to encourage. Have another good group of folks, Irish backers, drive up to Macon. Go see a football game, get something to eat up there. The weather's supposed to be good, you know, so we want to encourage.
Georgia Pools is your authorized dealer of RecTech grills. From smoking to searing, RecTech grills do it all. So come into Georgia Pools today and grab life by the horns. We also carry all the Yeti products you could need: coolers, tumblers, cups, and more. Find all of this and more at Georgia Pools. Call 478-275-3607 today, or come on in to 1201 Hillcrest Parkway in Dublin. Georgia Pools, your authorized RecTech dealer.
Mid-State Pools and Spas welcomes spa season with a full lineup of spas from Marquee and Strong. Choose from award-winning comfort and a variety of sizes that'll make spa season your favorite season of all. Shop now for a great selection of pool and patio furniture at Mid-State Pools and Spas, with locations in Dublin, Warner Robins, Sandersville, and Vidalia. Mid-State Pools and Spas, this area's most trusted pool and spa dealer.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with the Kubota Sidekick. Gas-powered for a top speed of 40 miles per hour. Save now on the fast, durable Sidekick, backed by Kubota's 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. The strength to haul a half-ton and tow a full ton. Be ready year-round with the Kubota Sidekick. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Products you can count on, a name you can trust. That's Mid-State Tractor and Equipment.
Hunting season is just around the corner, so come into Roach Farm and Garden and stock up on your supplies. Want the best food plots? It starts with Roach Farm and Garden. Iron clay peas, radishes, brown top millet, 3-way, 5-way, oats, and all the clovers. Keep them big bucks hanging around with trophy rock, salt blocks, wild game innovations, and deer cocaine. Remember to pick your voodoo up at the register. From gardening to hunting to anything in between, stop in Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.